Shawty's like a melody in my head. I leave on back with y'all. September reading. We're gonna pull 6 cards out from the Monology and Stephen on. Then what we're gonna do next. Yeah, that's it. On the bottom of the deck, you got the answers you need are coming. Full moon and Gemini. So we're gonna get you 6 cards. We're gonna clarify them with the Muse Tarot. Do I want to use them? I don't know. I don't know. We'll see what I'm feeling like though. Show the world the real you. Your hard work is paying off. I'm gonna show y'all all of them before I get ready to shuffle this next stack. Before I get ready to shuffle the next stack. Alright. Trying to get you 6 cards out. God damn. Ooh, okay. First card out. You got you are very close to achieving your goal. That's giving you. Second card out. You got show the world the real you. Third card out. We got your hard work is paying off. Fourth card. You got conclusions are within reach. Fifth card out. We got adjustments are required. Last card, we got luck is on your side. New moon and Sag. Maybe this season you might start seeing shit mid-November. No, end of November. I think we might use the mirrors. I don't know. I'm not really feeling them. Let me see. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Kitchen, nigga, money, toe. Let me go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Oh, yeah. So it's still mirrors. Some still penny. Where you stuff like that. Do y'all know? Alright. Give us 3 cards each for each one, and I'll clarify with the rider weight. Whatever. I'm trying to have them all get her done. I might, if I finish them all tomorrow, then I upload them all tomorrow. But if I don't finish them all tomorrow, you'll see them all on the 22nd. Look at me. I got the same speech, and I be wondering why y'all be saying, I be like, damn, I need to do a punchline going forward or whatever the case may be. Damn, I need it. I see y'all come on. Hi, you guys. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm here with your, so y'all be, how you guys, god damn, we're gonna take things up. How you guys back with your YouTube channel? What y'all say? This is, damn, wait a minute, I'm trying to get it together though. Wait a minute, I can't focus while I'm shuffling. I gotta shut up. You want more for this one. Alright. Bottom of the day, you got the Queen of Swords. Truths are coming in though. Said the answers you need are finally coming on the bottom of the deck. We'll see what happens with that shuffle. You got it's a time to give rather than take, but you got the Queen of Swords though necessarily. So it could be the communication style. Unself needing to say, I told y'all this is Queen of Swords, not the King of Swords is necessarily Aries, but still though, necessarily it could be either or. It could be no, that's shit, that's Aries. Anywho, Aquarius, that's what I was trying to say. Aquarius energy, that's y'all sister sign. You need to possibly learn some sort of tech or communication style necessarily. Because what's on the bottom of the day, you got the Lovers Reverse, and you have the Nine of Cups. So it's learning how to deal with emotional setbacks, especially in relationships or commitment style. You got the World Reverse, so it's learning that other the world doesn't necessarily revolve around you all the time. You know, like the world on top of her head. So that's kind of like being fixated on the wrong things, though. We'll see. I said I was gonna pull 3, but more came out for y'all though. So I don't know. Yeah. The channel. That's what I be. Alright, okay. Could you like, subscribe, comment, tell a friend, share a friend? I don't know what the fuck. I'm gonna give me a little cliche thing. Anywho, you are very close to achieving your goals. Bam. You got 7 of Wands, Queen of Wands, and the 7 of Swords though. I don't know what it is with the number 7 for y'all necessarily. That's kind of like going towards the number 8, like paying attention to detail. I know for one month, I might use Tattoo Tarot to clarify that is. Y'all kept getting the peacock when I kept pulling it on another platform or whatever the case may be. The peacock means paying attention to details. 7 of Wands, when you're closing in on something, this could be the idea of boundaries, understanding. Like look at those both, so like those both sevens, they cancel each other out. So the Queen of Wands energy is being able to do certain things. It could be speaking the discontentment, malice, or whatever it is necessarily that you're trying to do. But in this energy necessarily here, it gives me though like revisiting, regrouping, coming back to certain things. Like in that moment, that's not something that you necessarily want to do. Because you got the King of Pentacles upright, the Ace of Swords, and the Ace of Pentacles. For some of y'all, this could be you choosing the idea of business, partnerships, sealing the deal, being secret, like sneaking around, not wanting to say shit. Because you got the Ace of Pentacles being reversed. For some of y'all necessarily though, I don't like with this, like if you may be dealing with the 7 of Wands, it's like trying to push to get towards certain things. So you happen to be secretive about it because you got Ace of Pentacles reversed. Yeah, I know how I feel when I say when you're in the spirit of trying to manifest and trying to do something, especially with the Ace of Wands. Ideas, businesses, project, like keeping things on a hush hush until you able to necessarily get things sealed, signed, sealed, delivered, because you don't want to jinx it. Next card out, you got Full Moon in Aquarius, which is our sister sign. You say, show the world the real you. You got the Sun reversed, the Five of Cups, and the Knight of Pentacles. The Sun is y'all energy, though, so you may not be opposite. Like may not be in this moment operating to its highest capacity though. Like the Sun necessarily speaks of dealing with losses, of not feeling happy. It could be in the mind frame of needing to communicate that. Like you would say, especially with this Knight is slowly coming out of that space or slowly learning certain things. Like this could be something that you're incorporating, like that style of technique though, coming out, coming out. So if you was working on something and you're dealing with some type of business type aspect though, necessarily or whatever the case may be, and you're needing certain resources or alignment necessary certain things, this possibly will be the time to go out there looking for it, like the Knight. So it will be though depending on necessarily what it is. Don't want to seem very confident. Third card out, you got your hard work is paying off. New moon and happy. You got the Fool, the Star, and you got the Tower. Though for some of y'all, when it comes to necessary shaking things up or doing things a different way, y'all could be dealing with like crown chakra type awakening, understanding, downloads, newness, being shaken out of the same position that some of y'all don't like it because you got the Tower type moment. Necessarily when it comes to taking risk, newness, stepping out of other things, or dealing with certain others. Some of y'all could be just a little bit fixated on things not going a certain way. Because crossed by that, you got the Eight of Swords, you got Eight of Wands reversed with the Nine of Swords. So that speaks of like slowly, mentally or slowly, like you hear me say, coming into that space of where like you hear me say, not wanting to work or assess with others or necessarily seeing your inner light or knowing how to shine in the midst of the darkness though, because the Nine of Swords, there could be sleepless nights, making decisions that you're necessarily comfortable with, because you see her necessarily right there, you see a lady right there trying to go to sleep and somebody's on top of her. So it could be what you do in your um career driven, or necessarily because you do got Knights and Pentacles and Aces. So it could be necessarily when it comes to decisions that you make. And I feel like that's blocking some of y'all from being able to take the leap. Some of y'all subconsciously probably need to rest or take a load off necessarily your body. Go get you some sun necessarily. What the fuck is that? Conclusions are within reach. You got Ten of Pentacles, the Two of Swords reversed, and you got the Pisces type moon. Behind that though, you got the Devil and the Queen of Pentacles. These two things I don't like though. I don't know if this got something to do with business or solidified a sense of partners. This could be family, the idea of like the home, the legacies, building something long lasting. Some of y'all, this could be the support and resources that you necessarily need and not communicating this. Some of y'all, even when it comes to the truth necessary about family or commitment style aspects or relationships or how you deal with them, it could be troublesome though. Because you got the Devil and the Queen of Pentacles. Some of y'all are trying to work on healing and fixing though. Relationship, the dynamic, it could be with a parent or the idea of the feminine energy or the aspect of you, because the Devil aspect could be What reading was I think it was 3 months ago. I think I did 3 weeks, three, four, four. I think I find one of them. You can check it out on my YouTube. It's the Energy Weekly Reading. I think you can see me sitting at the table. It's like you would see a chest necessarily. Anyway, I don't know. But in that video we talked about trauma bonding, like the idea of family, and necessarily where a lot of people when they was dealing with those karmic type relationships and they kept meeting the same partners or being shake up dealing with the ideal of family, feeling like they have to be tethered to them, chasing away because the son, if you're trying to make family, it does seem like it's been some type of losses or somebody has some negative aspect when it comes to the idea of miscarriages or pregnancies or fertility type matters, but the night necessarily comes in, so eventually it's maybe slowly coming out of that space necessarily. And you also got the devil and the Queen of Pentacles though, so it feels like something's holding somebody hostage. It does though. If it's like a parental type aspect or connected necessary to a maternal figure or just healing or necessarily appreciating you. Okay. Fifth card, adjustments are required. Boom, boom. You got the Magician, the Page of Wands, and the Queen of Cups. I like this though. Because Page Cup, the Magician. I like that though with the adjustments are required because the Magician speaks of all the elements and being able to utilize certain things, how they have everything laid out on the table before before decisions is necessarily made for happiness or seeing the good in necessarily certain things. Some of y'all just the idea of family or certain people. Some of y'all gotta learn how to adjust. Like I said in that Aquarian type energy, thinking about others necessarily, not you all the time. You got Five of Wands, King of Wands, and the Four of Pentacles though. So some of y'all could be where you hear me say when it's dealing with family, some of y'all could be the glue that holds the family together and be like, oh my God, I'm kind of sick of this. But the King of Wands necessarily, Four of Pentacles though, and this energy though. What reading I'm trying to think. Was it Cancer? I think that was Cancer reading though necessarily though. If y'all looking at that white shit in my head, girl, that's some fucking age control. Just let it go. You got Five of Wands and the King of Swords and the Four of Pentacles though. It could be like you hear me say adjustments are required of needing to be able to work with others and the idea of family though. Though I said everything necessarily is not in the mind frame. Damn, my TV's gonna cut off. Wait a minute. 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 All right. All right. Come on. My bad. Getting back to it though, but some of y'all gotta learn how to work with family or work against them. Some of y'all may have an idea of family that's necessarily flawed because of the Queen of Pentacles. That's like a relationship that needs to be healed. It's a sense of control. Some of y'all have negative aspects with parental type of parental thinking or connecting with kids or inner child or just those aspects though. Some of y'all kind of have like a flawed perspective though. Like you hear me say, you see the devil, and then if it was reverse, like you can see that necessarily what goes on, like it's putting that fire out. So some of y'all gotta learn how to be able to put the fire out necessarily in that space because the Queen of Swords, reverse, she can be somewhat tactless or very brutal and emotionless when it comes to comments. So that's what I said. That's that. Luck is on your side. You ain't get number three cards for that. You got Ace of Cups reversed, the Three of Swords, and the Seven of Pentacles. God damn. For some of y'all though, with the cups though, necessarily though, when I say relationships or the aspects of love, I like the Ace of Cups because it could be received with how you shower yourself or certain people. For y'all necessarily, I think for months back, y'all kept getting into lovers triangle situations and y'all didn't recognize why y'all kept being attracted to certain relationships that wasn't self-fulfilled because I think it showed you how you love you. And I don't think some of y'all like necessarily paid attention to that because y'all kept I'm thinking like at one point on the other platform, like y'all kept getting into situations where y'all were dating people who weren't commutable or the boundaries with family. Y'all was either taking somebody man, somebody taking your man, taking somebody girl, da, 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 da. And like it was boundaries necessary because it was teaching you necessary to be unbreakable. But some of y'all, like you hear me say, being fixed signs, you can become fixated on what you want and don't necessarily pay attention to the red flags. So that's why that was like a big thing. Because I think 1 month, what was that? Back in June, I think I said was that June or May when I was. It seemed like y'all was going through a heart chakra awakening. Because I think I was saying for y'all by being practical with the Queen of Swords, she can be that way and emotionless. If you couldn't see the negatives for what you need to work with, if positivity came in, it didn't last long for one of y'all. So I don't know if that's you, a partner, or a relationship, or a family dynamic. But yeah, I think that's what it was. It was like for one of y'all, if y'all can't see the negative, y'all would stay in that mind. What cards is that flew out? Seven of Swords again. I told you the Seven of Swords for me in this deck. It speaks of like hiding true intentions, the intentions of certain things. It can block a lot of manifestations in close relationships, especially in love. But you also got the Ten of Cups reversed. You got Ten of Cups reversed, and you got the Seven of Swords. So Seven of Swords could, I mean, Ten of Swords and this deck could equate to emotional abuse, family, feeling taken advantage of, like all those different types of things, like the lack of not dealing with happiness though, like your own inner happiness though. Let me get one more shuffle because these cards thick as hell. This deck is a tattoo camera, so okay. Bottom of the deck, you got period energy. I like that though because it's willpower. Woo. All right, here we go. Come on with the luck is on your side after that. You got Knight of Cups in the Sun. Some of y'all trying to go half on a baby. I'm just playing. Some of y'all you're trying to go half on a baby, not necessarily. Or some of y'all trying to learn how to bring in this fruition of happiness. But some of y'all low key working on some businesses or building something necessarily, and y'all trying to keep a hush hush because you don't want people to find out just yet. It's kind of like that baby type energy. You got the Hangman, the Knight of Wands, and the Pentacles. Y'all keep getting these threes. I don't like this though. For some of y'all could be in the space of self lovers because the Hangman speaks of tying up loose ends, getting caught up in situations that need to be ended in this deck. The Knight necessarily could be over egotistical or vibrational. The Three of Pentacles needing to learn. So I said learning type matters, like compromising, understanding your own type of behavior. For some of y'all could really be into sex. I will say that though. Dead ass. Like that's how you be getting caught up in these situations with people. Cause you got King of Cups though. Reversed. Some of y'all sex like probably could took a nosedive. Let me tell you that. Ooh. You got Ace of Wands. Seven of Swords. This is true. There I said some of y'all like the idea of relationships and commitment necessarily, or marriages is kind of like some of y'all keep saying, "Oh, I'm gonna have a baby. We're gonna get a baby." Da 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 da. We're dealing with some hidden resentment, like if somebody told you they was pregnant, you just went through some sort of miscarriage, or not necessarily having a baby, or the relationship. You kind of like, and it's like needing to purge out those emotions so you can be able to get there. Some of y'all, it's something that you're trying to do when it comes to business, though, necessarily, like I said, it's kind of like y'all were searching for some sort of resources or the idea of trying to come up with something long lasting. Ten of Pentacles, necessarily, though. And I don't know if it has to work with humans. I mean, like the human experience or connecting aspects, because I think that's shedding a light on like this King of Cups reverse type energy, necessarily, to where like the human connection is kind of like blah, blah, blah. Is it making sense? It's kind of like blah. Um. Card out. You got Four of Wands. You got the King of Pentacles, though. Eight of Swords. The Queen of Cups. I'm going to explain them to you. I got to get them out first. And then you got the Seven of Cups and the Hermit. Ooh, wee. Now, for some of y'all, you hear me say when I say y'all need to go outside of possibly dealing with travel or needing to be able to accept the olive branch because it looks like somebody's coming back to apologize. I don't know what that is lately for somewhere like this energy of like somebody owes somebody apology or somebody needs to apologize that's been coming up like lately over all the readings with Seven of Swords type energy because you know that could be like with ill intent, malices, getting the truth out there. It could be hidden certain things, intentions necessarily, ideally, or just home. Like that's what it kind of gives me though, because the King of Pentacles reversed and the Eight of Swords and the Queen of Cups. It's kind of like a risky foundation for some of y'all going back to the idea of relationship with y'all being single. Y'all date men necessarily that are like y'all kind of like lovers of y'allself. If you're financially stable, necessarily, it's kind of like you the Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords being reversed, that's kind of like your own inner light, where you hear me say you got to learn how to let your light shine. Some of y'all necessarily may be in a position to where y'all date down, being so unfulfilled with sexual gratification, and that's the only way you're emotionally fulfilled. For some of y'all in a relationship necessarily though, moving forward and needing to be able to start over to teamwork, to be in a space of commitment style, going back to the ideal of relationships necessarily for those who are dating. Some of y'all are very illusionists. Like you think about what it could be, what is this necessarily before ideal. Like this is what it's teaching y'all though. So I think some of y'all still piggybacking and trying to learn from some of those relationships of overplaying your hand. For some of y'all trying to do something necessarily. Y'all trying to keep it on a hush hush, even if it's like the idea of pregnancy. Some of y'all have to purge our old emotions necessarily to be able to get into the position to have certain kids. Like this is your own light, like knowing necessarily though if you gotta go about it a different route, adoption, in vitro, whatever the fuck that shit is. Like baby still can get here, they can though. Or even if it's building businesses though, like some of y'all may be in a business where like I said, it requires you to connect with other people. Sometimes with the King of Cups, like is learning to interact with certain people. Being apathetic and cold and emotionless ain't gonna work if you're trying to get like love or necessarily connecting with certain people or holding on to old heartbreak. Oh shit, I thought one flew. Because you got the Five of Wands again in reverse. Okay, I like that though. Ten of Swords in this energy though, reverse. And the Queen of Pentacles though. I don't know who this is that y'all going to go get wisdom from necessarily, because it seems like if you've been into it with somebody or trying to extend some sort of olive branch, it's not gonna work out. Somebody's lying. The Seven of Cups is what you think it could be necessarily, and it's not. Then the Swords reverse is kind of like putting down all your swords, but it's like getting to the bottom of the truth. But some of y'all necessarily y'all trying to figure out how you can connect or necessarily understand or getting to the bottom of something. And sometimes necessarily in their moon energy, what people fail to recognize when they searching for truth or inner knowing or understanding or to be able to connect within themselves, you can't rush. What they say, you can't rush God times. A lot of y'all treat healing like businesses aspect. Okay, well I'm gonna do it this day. I'm gonna do it this day. We're gonna do it this day, and then at the end I should be through. It don't work that way. I want to tell y'all that it don't. Some of y'all treat it like that though. Okay, you got the Emperor and the Knight of Swords. Okay, you got the Star, the Five of Cups, and the Eight of Cups. Bam. So that's why I said you got the Emperor, the Knight, Star, and the Five of Cups, though, and the Eight of Cups. Some of y'all know you hear me say going the Empress, my bad, Empress, Knight of Swords, and the Star. That's why I said some of y'all have to learn how to be able to let go of the past and necessarily be able to move forward. I told y'all every time I see the Aquarius card in any type of deck, I just laugh at it though, because when you operate in your sister sign, I tell you Aquarius is do shit like this weird, this dumb shit. Like, why are you pouring into a damn river that's fulfilled? Like this what some of y'all could do when it comes to relationships, partnerships, time, commitment, or people necessarily have to do for you. So that's why on the bottom of the deck it say it is a time to give rather than take. So if you're the one necessarily, this is you on a hand where you always a friend to go pick people up or always, hey, 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 necessarily always being the life of the party, it's time that you receive this. For some of y'all necessarily, if everything's always about you and that dominating Leo energy, it's time that you recognize that it's not always about you. You got to learn how to give to others necessarily. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I say it's just either way. It's like an even exchange. Bam. Because you got the Justice and the Ace of Cups. That's why I say it's like a balance. It's an imbalance in relationships and connection that you have. Some of y'all, like I said, piggyback from that idea of what we was talking about. Some of y'all going through a heart chakra type awakening. Some of y'all can be very biased though, because that justice mean biased, unfair. Because it's Ace of Cups. Because your cup is supposed to overflow necessarily in love. Some of y'all, like you hear me say, some of y'all just too attracted to sex necessarily, and that's where it comes to partners where y'all meet. Some of y'all don't know how to meet in the middle. Like some of y'all don't know how to submit to love. A lot of people think necessarily relationships. No, my partner gonna do this. No, we supposed to submit to love. Anything out of that where you forcing it, that's not love. I'm not saying the relationship itself. Who you with don't love you. I didn't say that. I'm saying necessarily when you try to force anybody outside of that realm of love, it's not love. It's not. Even if it's family or friends. You got the Fool, the Six of Pentacles, and the Ten of Cups. Didn't I say that though? Fool reverse is a folly-like type nature. Six of Pentacles is an abuse of not knowing how to give or receive. People who always like to have a control. And Ten of Cups is my way or the highway, and I don't give a damn if nobody else is happy because I want what I want. Ooh, wee, what's going on in the month, Leo? What is going on in the month? And keep in mind, this don't have to be you. This could be somebody else because you got the Seven of Wands. Ooh, who is this that's all up in your business? Nine of Swords. Some of y'all can't see eye to eye. Ten of Cups, though, this with family, though. That could be family drama, though. Because it could be family or relationships because you got Five of Pentacles in the Lovers. Some of y'all could be going through hardships, exchanging, trying to figure out what is it that you could do in love, going through those karmic type cycles that's breeding real love because you got the Moon, the Three of Swords, and the Queen of Swords. I tell you, the Queen of Swords in this deck, either way, it's like she's bitchy. Like she got a sword out, she's prepared. I don't give a fuck. Like that's like look at this though, where you hear me say like the spider. I always tell y'all about the venomous, the attack, the cruel. That's why I said some of y'all have a very flawed perception of family. They really do. So when it comes to committing or thinking to other people, or this could be a struggle in partnerships. So I think that's why some of y'all are attracted to lovers triangles type situation where you get in relationships with people are non-committable because you know you don't have to go through all these discovery type phases. So it's like you already know what it is that you're getting. So anything that's below the surface, you don't want to do it. I just peeked you out. I got it though. I got it. I got it though. I got it, sweet. I got it. Page of Swords. Ooh. For some of y'all that's in a relationship though, like I said, y'all got a lot of inner child type work to work on though. Because with the devil necessarily with that, they go to peacock. Peacock. Queen of Wands, Four of Pentacles, and Ace of Pentacles. Whoever holds the power, happy wife, happy life, the emotional tyrant. I like it though. It's weird. I don't like it like that though. I'm saying I like it because it's blunt, it's honest, it's truth. One of y'all probably know y'all problems, and y'all know they keep you lacking because the ace of coins is the peacock type energy. That is the details. That is the showboat. That is true Leo type energy. Because, like you hear me say, when the peacock is trying to attract the mate, it let all its flowers soar out so people can see it. And it's just like, see me. And I'm beautiful. This. But when it's reversed, necessarily, it's not bringing in nothing into fruition. It's not. You got the Tower in the Nine of Pentacles. Avoiding being self-fulfilled. Dead ass. Like that's what I say. Like some of y'all are just too consumed with self. I wanted to say that. For some of y'all, this is you equally with the relationship. Some of y'all got like some codependent relationships with family and friends. Because you got the Wheel of Fortune and you got the Three of Cups being reversed. Like this is where this come from though. Like some of y'all so necessarily like I'm telling you, whoo. You see this so much necessarily though with people who necessarily struggle with a sense of independence to where you have parents who just necessarily in your business or family or friends. So you be so accustomed to dealing with this huge family dynamic necessarily though that when you go into relationships and when the fun necessarily dies out for masculines, this is when they cheat. Feminine is the idea of when becoming a wife or marriage, the quote to marriage or relationship. This is where they go through happy wife, happy life. This is me. Don't know how to adjust to the bad timing because it's just a title and not knowing how to hold down their position. That's why I said somebody has independent. And through a lot of people marriages, sometimes they forget that you're supposed to have healthy, separate lives when y'all come together. Even if you meet somebody in a space of, it's not supposed to be where I met you at your lowest and I'm gonna keep holding it over your head. No, it's like I met you at your lowest. We grew together. We love each other, and we keep on going, and we keep being through beautiful beings. Because you got the Ten of Wands, the Four of Cups, and the Nine of Cups. That's why I said some of y'all got to work on avoiding being so self-fulfilled. Because it's, and then being emotionally honest. Some of y'all work yourself to the bones. Cry behind closed doors. hide behind certain substances though, dealing with a space of loneliness or just being outcast or understood or needing to connect. Because some of y'all have strong family ties or wanting to be in the family apparel or whatever the case may be. And period and the two of wands. Oh, you were rolling out cancer season. We were rolling out cancer season. Everybody just saw them family drama, them problems over like shit never one gonna happen. I'm like, oh, it's still there. Still there. Still there. Ten of Swords coming to a brutal ending. Because you got four swords and the six of swords necessarily. Some of y'all gotta learn how conversation wise, if you're healing or dealing with family or reconnecting with certain people necessarily from the past, you gotta learn how to be able to understand that you can't do nothing about the past. It's only how you move forward in life to be able to drop past instances. A lot of y'all necessarily be so angrily felt for parents, relationships, past love, or things that necessarily happen to you that you don't even see how it affects you to connect with others. So this is why a lot of y'all be empathetic and don't care. And this is where a lot of y'all shut off the emotions. Because I told you every fire sign is crossed by an air sign. What? Okay, you got two of swords reversed and the page of cups. That's why I say y'all got some inner child necessarily healing the experience when it comes to you. To you. To you. Because you got ten of cups and the five of swords. Ten of Pentacles, though, like with the Page of Cups, that's that childlike experience with the Ten of Cups. That speaks of like the family dynamic of like it could be growing up in impoverished type styles or necessarily being in an environment where you always have to argue about money. I think it was Cancer reading because Cancer came out twice where I was kind of like in a Cancer reading necessarily where they was dealing with one person makes more money or one child gets more attention because necessarily they're the most famous or maintains wealth or a marriage or healthy and it's like dysfunctional. And you see that a lot like in the black community and sometimes that stuff be low-key hurtful. So dealing with that and knowing how to adjust. Did my TV cut off the fuck again? I'm about to play some music in the back. But dealing with it and learning how to adjust, it can be very problematic. And it's like the IE trauma bonded though, like when most people when they say, "Oh well, our family had this, da da da," this is why we stick together. So most people stick together necessarily for money, or the lack of support, or it's a support necessary. I'm trying to see. I'm gonna Oh, yeah. Hold on. My glasses falling off like an old lady. Help! I'm falling and I can't get up. Alright, let me see. Let me connect. Alright, we gotta cut that down. I don't know. I don't think that I just don't want my TV cut down. Okay. But no, I said that creates like the trauma bonded type effect or whatever the case may be because a lot of people think when they grow up in poverty or necessarily not having none, so they be like, okay, well, I'm gonna look out for my siblings, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. But it also creates this hidden resentment because it's like you can never learn how to appreciate something for you because it's like it creates the third party entities even if it's not necessarily cheating aspect. It could be the siblings coming over or the parents or the mom necessarily like those unwanted boundaries, the codependencies that keep you reliant on other people necessarily. And it's like a partner necessarily could complain about that, or you could complain about that. The lack of support necessarily can still create problems in a relationship or connecting. So that's why I was kind of like, yeah, I was dealing with a lot though. Because you got 3 of Wands and the Judgment. That's why I said some of y'all trying to heal or get over though necessarily, but for some of y'all like a dog with a bone and y'all won't let certain shit go. So if you're dealing with like a parent, let's just say who's on drugs or necessarily wasn't like the best or necessarily that passed or trying to connect with family or the idea, it's like y'all just keep resurrecting shit. It's like, okay, we're gonna move forward, let's go. And then as soon as you get the chance to necessarily move forward, it's back into the energy of where somebody trying to bring logic to bullshit. I call bullshit. But this growth though, at least it's accurate though. Like I said, some of y'all know what y'all problems is. Y'all just don't necessarily want to fix them though. Cause you got king ones. That's what I said. Some of y'all okay. Like shit, I'm cool. Some of y'all okay. Not okay no more. Some of y'all know what y'all issues is. I will say that. Cause you got the high priestess, scorpionic energy, and the 6 of Cups though. Yeah, that's what I said. Some of y'all, that's the problem though. Some of y'all know how y'all are. Y'all don't want to change it. But you got the high priestess here, though, necessarily. So it's like not following intuition. Some of y'all could be going through faith challenges situation because the high priestess card upright speaks of divinity, talks with God, inner knowing. I didn't see the hair fund come out like not one time, though. So it could be spirituality practices, though, necessarily. They different from everybody. You ain't got to believe in the sense of God. Then you got the Delta, and you got the 6 of Cups. That's why I said it's like every time y'all try to get in this transformative type process, even if you're in the 3 of Cups energy, praying or wanting it, you resurrect, go back to the past necessarily, and don't change shit. Like dead ass. Like that's what it is though. For some of y'all know what y'all issues is, but y'all just so folly to think that like y'all probably like the type of person dead ass. Like that's what y'all give me like. Y'all probably like the type of people to go sit your ass down in therapy and tell the therapist what is wrong with you, and the therapist can't tell you nothing wrong. Like this the energy it gives me though. Because you got 7 of Pentacles reversed again and the King of Swords. Some of y'all keep getting the same things or necessarily seeing that it's not getting nowhere, especially with this King of Swords necessarily energy. So that's why I said some of y'all though. That is it though. But it does give me like low key resentment towards family though. Emperor. But I say this all the time, don't necessarily when it comes to dealing with Leo energy, where I say like the lower vibrational parts of y'all, where we joke and we say um if Satan was a zodiac sign, we would say Leo though, because Leo sometimes like when it's the 6 of Wands, unseen, unheard, friends, frenemies, people, 7 of Swords. So I say y'all got 7 of Swords too much. In that energy, when it's not checked, the Leo energy sometimes can be so self-absorbed and not caring about other people. So it could be quote unquote by you hear me say because Aquarius sometimes can be messy as hell too. I'm telling you. So when I say messy, it doesn't have to be like in a drama like felt. It could just be just the instances of doing certain things, desiring to be different. Sometimes it is drama like situations though. So with that being y'all sister sign in most cases, it can create a whirlwind of chaos in your life. So that's why I said, yeah, we just leave it at that. But that's what I said. So we're gonna clarify all these though. Some of y'all know what y'all have to do. Some of y'all just suck. For some of y'all that's here, that's watching, I appreciate it though. So I think we're gonna title this. Some of y'all know what y'all know. Because some of y'all know what y'all need to do, but like I tell y'all so folly to the point where it's like, just don't tell me what I need to do. So I'm gonna do this. Like that's how y'all is. You are very close, or I want to say you know what you need to do. It has to do with a family member or a person necessary that constantly stays in drama. So, yeah, the best thing you can do is just cut their ass off, even if it's you necessary. All right. We'll pull one more to read. You're very close to achieving your dreams. I told you had the Seven of Wands, the Queen of Wands, the Seven of Swords, the King of Pentacles, and the Ace of Swords. Like I said, I don't know if it's cutting out because this was very confusing to me. If you're trying to be close to achieving your dreams, if you're overcoming these type of things, I can see this being able to move into a position of success. For some of y'all, it just gives me like a whole shitload of blockages and certain things that you got to break down. So it could be just as discovering boundaries and taking that chance to do that though, right? Learning to say no. Seven of Swords and the King of Pentacles, learning to be honest, necessarily, even if it come down to financial type matters. Okay? And then you got Ace of Wands, necessarily being able to choose you, take creative endeavors, and necessarily see if they pour into them to be able to receive. Because I told y'all, this looks like some of y'all working on something y'all don't want people to know. A lot of some of y'all, it's like you're being challenged to let go of certain things, but you don't want to. That's what I said. So this could be anything. You got show the world the real you. I told you the Sun, the Five of Cups, and the Knights, learning how to deal with the state of the unhappiness. Take the lessons, even if they offset you. Learn to deal with them. You don't have to shower everybody with this mood of, because I'm in a bad mood, you're going to be in a bad mood. I don't care. Even if it's people like this, you don't have to deal with this. Like I said, if it's you, if it's a parent, it's a cousin, it's a person, like, people don't have to deal with that, though. And I told y'all, you submit to the idea of love. Fertility style type manner. Find another way, purging out those emotions, let it go. Speaking of that discontentment, whatever it is, fix it. The hard work is paying off. I told y'all, you got the Fool, you got the Star, you got the Tower reverse, the Eight of Wands, and the Nine of Swords, making decisions that you're necessarily comfortable with. For some of y'all, this could be at the time where you hear me saying Aquarius part. This could be going to go get those resources necessary to finishing certain things. Because trying to do it on your own may not work. For some of y'all, it's learning how to do something a little bit differently because the old is slowing you down. Conclusions are within reach. Oh, it's not. Conclusions are within reach. You have Ten of Pentacles, Two of Swords, the Moon, the Devil, and the Capricorn type energy. Oh my bad. Yeah, I was reading something else. Like, you know, you be never mind, never mind, never mind. Okay, Ten of Pentacles, you hear me say it's got to do with family or legacies or building long last things. Like you hear me say, some of y'all are healing the aspect of dealing with the trauma bonded, i.e., learning what family is, discovery, finances, leaving something, healing. Like some of y'all are trying to heal that. But adjustments are required. Because you got the Magician, the Page of Wands, the Queen of Cups, Five of Wands, King of Wands, and the Four of Pentacles. So some of y'all are still holding on to this or fixating, and you're needing to be able to let go. I thought you got the Magician though, so that's using all the elements that you need. But it's like, do you have all the elements that you necessarily need? Because I just noticed that you didn't have not Nan sword in here. So, for some of y'all necessarily though, when I said adjustments is being able to be required though, it's like everything being put out on the table. No secrets, no lies, just honesty, just out. Okay? Because you got four, four, four. If you gotta cut somebody out, cut them off. Somebody cut you off, cut them off. Don't matter. Move. Let it go. Luck is on your side. I told you just got three cards here, but you had Ace of Cups, Three of Swords, and the Seven of Pentacles. It may not seem like that though, necessarily though, because it's that arrow necessarily though. Like you know when you pull the arrow back and then you shoot that jump necessarily forward. So it could be the pressure though necessarily before taking off and going in this position that you need to be. So yeah, for relationships aspect, be mindful though that you don't be entrapped in a situation. I always tell people if you're dating, please close your doors. Like close the doors. Like close the doors when you be talking to people. You trying to get in a new relationship. I don't need to you communicating with a nigga that you was trying to talk to before when you knew that shit didn't work out. Now you trying to get me to be with you and be your lover boo thing. Let that shit. Like I ain't coming up and competing. No damn it will work out. But that's where people necessarily don't give the relationship room to grow necessarily though, okay? Cause sometimes it just be the idea of mine, I'm doing me. You do you on your own damn. Call me later, babe. Bye. But wait a minute, let me get y'all one more so we can read y'all a card and see what comes out though. Ooh, we gonna do this one though. You have faith in your dreams and try to take action. For some of y'all, this could be the idea of y'all just adjusting, like you hear me say, going through periods of trying to start businesses and interact with humans, or well, I keep saying it, humans like that, or whatever the case may be, and necessarily utilizing them. What is this? Full moon in Sagittarius? That's full moon in Sagittarius. No, I said utilizing them to your best ability, though, like learning how to exist with them. It could be done. Okay. Bam, look at the bigger picture. Are you thinking too much about the details of your dilemma? Fretting over the mundane can be counterproductive, or perhaps you're being all talk and no action. This card is a reminder that while it's good to think things through, sometimes you need to step back and look at the bigger picture. Do you see? What do you then see about your current situation? What's the most positive thought you can have about it? Now it's the time to count your blessings, even if you don't have exactly what you want. This card is also a reminder that we often have to take a few risks to go with the uncertainty on this journey called life. Try to keep an open mind about what's for the best. The universe could surprise you. Take time out for a mini break or adventure. I see. Son. This situation may have come around because you have been distracted. Be confident without being overly confident to win the day. Have you shown that you care? If not, now is the time. Find a balance between speaking your mind and saying too much. The full moon in Sagittarius is a time when we are reminded that life is an adventure and there's a big wide world for you to see beyond your backyard. It's about having fun and being prepared to sail into uncharted territories. It's about big ideas versus the details. No matter when you draw this card, it encourages you to look at the bigger picture. Need I say more? I think they just wrapped the girls up. But that's what I said, though. That's what I said, y'all know what to do. Y'all just pussy it. Y'all just pussy it at this moment. So on that note, no, y'all, wait a minute, let me get my ink pen. I think that's my ink pen. So I said, we gonna title this video. Y'all know what you gotta do. Period. Some of y'all be like, well, I don't know. I love him and I don't know. We just keep. I don't know. You know what you do. That's my family. Okay. Do your thing, Chicken Wing. Do your thing. No, it's 47 minutes. I'm trying to put a time on it because I go back and I have to rename the video. So other than that though, y'all, if you see me with some white stuff in my hair, it's because it's edge control. I'm gonna try to put some lip gloss or something on it. I don't know. But I'm finna hang up.